All right, now joining us is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She obviously won a historic upset in the Queens and Bronx in that district. Likely to be a United States Congresswoman and likely to be the youngest woman to ever go to Congress. Now, of course, after that historic upset, there were a lot of people who were shocked and there were a lot of people who were upset, and both on the Democratic and the Republican side. And we wanted to bring her back on to answer some of those charges. First of all, Alexandria, great to have you back on.
Hi, great to be here.
All right, great. So, first thing I wanted to ask you, Alexandria, is some folks in the Democratic establishment, including people like Nancy Pelosi, have said, no, this race is not indicative, that it's just about your particular district or the demographics of your district, and that it is not about a trend or a movement in the country. How do you respond to that?
Well, I think that is, it's just incorrect, especially now that we're seeing the breakdowns of how we won this race. Now that we're out about last 24 to 48 hours, we're getting a little bit more sophisticated data back. And a lot of people kind of tried to write this victory off as a demographic victory. They tried to write this off as, a fluke. But what we're seeing actually in where this campaign won, it really dominated almost every demographic. It wasn't split by race disproportionately. It wasn't split too much by geography at all. We really carried almost the entire district across demographics. And we really especially carried with young people. We carried across race as well. So I think that what this really was about was a very strong message and a very strong strategy.
So just to follow up on that, Alexandria, so do you think that there is a movement in the country and that this is just the tip of the spear, indicative of that movement?
Oh, absolutely. You look at what's going on with Justice Democrats. I'm so thankful for this moment right now because just this morning, we had this real whirlwind of media yesterday, but now today we're starting to see that other Justice Democrats are starting to get taken much more seriously. I was on MSNBC with Cori Bush of Missouri this morning. I'm hearing that Sarah Smith out in Washington was now on CNN recently, and I think that this is absolutely a movement. I think that a lot of this message can carry throughout the country and reverberate throughout the country.
Alexandria, I feel like the reason that your message resonated with people of all demographics is because you really spoke to the issues that matter to everyone, and they're issues that don't discriminate based on race. So in your debate with Crowley, what I loved was that you kept driving home the point of housing and how affordable housing keeps getting demolished and luxury condos keep getting built or luxury apartments keep getting built. That is a problem that not only impacts New Yorkers, but people throughout the country, including here in Los Angeles. So I just wanted to thank you for drawing attention to that issue. It's something that I really care about, and I feel like it gets ignored by most politicians. So thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you. No, and it's because it's probably one of the most powerful bipartisan lobbies in Congress and in general as well. Housing is not really seen as a partisan issue, but it is an issue where a lot of Americans are in crisis. So I thought it was just a really important and exemplary issue that even, I think a lot of progressives could run on, especially those that live in urban areas where, people are getting really priced out.
Absolutely. So now we heard from some of the dismissive comments from, the establishment Democrats, but now the right wing is a little concerned. And Hannity actually spoke about you on his show last night. And we're going to show you a little clip and then get your response to it. Let's take a look.
And many are hailing Cortez as a rising star on the political landscape. But in reality, her views, her policy positions are actually downright scary. Look, by the way, he was a guy that was supposed to take over for Nancy Pelosi, perhaps. Look very carefully. This is the future. This is your modern Democratic Party. Cortez, who will likely win the general election in a Democratic district, is pushing for, let's see, single-payer universal health care, universal jobs, government-subsidized housing for everybody, tuition, free colleges. She wants to abolish ICE and, of course, impeach President Trump. Now, the only difference between the self-proclaimed socialist that you just saw and the rest of the Democratic Party is she's actually more honest.
I mean, it's kind of incredible because I feel like he did an ad campaign for you. I mean, that screen showed all these incredible things like healthcare for all, free education. But I mean, what's your response to these scary policies?
I want to cut that clip and just run it as a Facebook ad, really. That's amazing. Thank you, Sean Hannity, for such a succinct and rousing description of my platform. And I'm excited about it because, I mean, first of all, hey, earn media. And secondly, this is the platform that the majority of Americans support. One of the reasons I'm so excited to support this platform is because 60% of Americans believe that Medicare for all is the answer. The majority of Americans, like 80%, support a Clean Dream Act. People want education, people want access to housing, and we're here to advocate for it. So, I think I had a tweet drafted earlier today. I hadn't seen this, but I had a tweet drafted and I wasn't able to send it out, but basically that the GOP is freaking out because I'm going to send their kids to college. And listen, I'll do it. I will make do on that threat.
I love it. I love it.
All right, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, very likely soon to be a congresswoman from Queens and Bronx. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, you guys. Thank you for your constant support.
Wonderful.
Of course.
2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below. Then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.